Lord loved us so much that in our poverty, in our hell, I'm going to come and deliver them broken, destroyed, messed up, poor, impoverished people. I'm going to save.
Yo, niggas ain't tough. Yo, niggas ain't tough.
Hey, Shalom, Israel. Yahweh Bashim Yah Shah Brakatah. Yahweh Shema Allah Thah Bashim Yah Shah to all the sisters, man. Listen, it's Captain 13,000 and called up a rhyme, checking in with the Israelite school of UPK under Commander Junior Hunt.
And you know we not no cowards. Oh, you on that?
Listen, man, this year's 52nd annual Passover. Hold on. I'm gonna say it one more time. This year's 52nd annual Passover under Commander YAHANNA under the I.S.U.P.K. Couldn't do it last year. Y'all already know the Lord had his foot on our oppressor's neck.
Here in New York City, there are roughly 1,000 cases a day. Those are numbers they haven't seen since May.
Can't do it in New York this year because the Lord still got his foot on our oppressor's neck.
New York, the center of the outbreak this spring, is now teetering on another deadly explosion of the virus.
But listen to me good. This year, 52nd annual Passover, April 24th, 2021. You understand? It's gonna be in H-Town, baby.
It's gonna be at the B&H Ranch, 14149 Players Street, Houston, Texas.
Y'all know what we do. Y'all know what we came to do. Huh?
2021, I.S.U.P.K, 52nd annual Passover. All the generals gonna be there. All the heavy hitters gonna be there. The daughters of Zion gonna step out with their beautiful long dresses, you understand? Strong on deck. That One West style music on deck. 52nd annual Passover.
B&H Ranch, 14149 Players Street, Houston, Texas.
Get with it to get lost, man.
Got it out the mud, straight up out the base. The world done made me crazy. The world done turned crazy.
You dealing with the men of war. We at war. I'm siding with the Lord of course. On one accord. We ain't never stopping now. You running now. All my niggas go to ground. We go.
Wednesday night, the law. Let's get it in. Anybody have any questions?
Couple cuts, sir.
Go ahead.
Couple cuts. If I may.
All right, everybody should be getting ready for Passover. Pay that Passover fund, right? $200 for every. Let me get it right. Every person 17 years and over, $200, right? Per person, 17 years and over. Pay the Passover fund, send it in ASAP, bring it into the school, send it into the UPK, $ UPK TITHES. You can just put a note, this is for your Passover fund. We're doing it in Houston, Texas this year. April 24th, we're going to be down there down there for the whole week. I think it's about 7 to 10 days we're going to be down there. All right? General done, secure a whole ranch. There's going to be horses, stuff for the kids to do, a whole fishing lake, a whole ton of events, kids parties, brothers for sure going to go to the range. It's going to be an insane thing. I think it's over 100 legs of lamb. You know what I mean? They're going to do for about 5,000 pieces of bread. It's going to be absolutely insane. And this is our tradition that we always keep, you know what I mean? So the Lord's Passover, April 24th. Make sure you're down there. Pay that Passover fund before you book that hotel, before you secure that flight or your RV or your renter. Make sure and send in that funds today.
Right.
All right? That tax return looking a little slow right now. I know some of y'all heard it.
Right.
It's me. I'm some of y'all. You know what I mean?
God, sir.
So let's get it. All right? Where we are?
Couple cuts. If I may, sir, I had a question. In Amos chapter 9, verse 7, it says, Amos chapter 9, verse 7, are ye not as children of the Ethiopians unto me, O children of Israel, saith the Lord? Have not I brought up Israel out of the land of Egypt? and the Philistines from Kaphtor, and the Syrians from Ker. So I want to know, so what is he saying when he said, "Are we not as the children of the Ethiopians?"
All right, it's a father talking to his children, and it's anybody have children, right? And you have some kids, right? Or what? You have kids? You have kids, brother?
No.
Nieces, nephews?
Yes.
All right. This is what it is. You drop your kids off at school, you pick them up, and they're talking something that you never taught them.
Right.
You know it comes from school just by what they're saying.
Right.
Stuff they're doing, some game they're playing, some reaction they did. You know, hey, I ain't never teach you that.
Right.
So what do you say to your children?
Where you learn that from? Where you get that from?
At first, and then of course they're gonna act stupid.
Right.
And then
I didn't teach you that.
I didn't teach you that, and then
That's kind of what I was saying.
all right, anyway, you're some civil brothers. It's a lot. I don't got much time. I know if a phone call come right there, I'm gonna forget to check there. So I go all the way in. We'll get better. Don't worry about it. Just keep praying for me. It's okay, Chris. Keep praying. Okay, this thing old school. What the old school parents would say?
Don't come over here with that.
With what?
With
that BS from so and so.
Right. Okay.
Don't bring that BS in my house.
Right.
Leave that SHIT in that school.
Right.
I raised you better than that. Read the scripture again.
Amos chapter 9, verse 7. Are ye not as children of the Ethiopians unto me?
Don't come to me with that mess. You see, listen, if you're from DC, this is what it'll sound like. You don't come to me with that old Bama bullshit you had in that school. Right or wrong? Right? That's what they'll hear. You leave that Bama mess in that damn, Woodrow Wilson, or what's the other one? Baloo. Leave that shit down there in Baloo.
Right.
You get the point? That's what he's saying. He's like saying is we always love the heathens. We prefer to be Arab, African, Chinese. We prefer to be anything but the Lord's children.
Right.
And that's something blacks and Hispanics could understand because we all grew up in houses where majority of us wish we grew up with somewhere else, in a different neighborhood, belonging to a different family. Those of you who have fathers in your house, you grew up thinking that was a curse. Because why? He would not let you do dumb shit.
Yeah,
and you would want, man, I hate this nigga. I wish he died. Some of y'all done plot to kill you. Kill him. Me. I'm somebody.
You too, sir.
You get the point? But you wish you belonged to somebody else.
Right.
You had that one friend or that two friends. If you're a sister, you had that girl who you wanted to be every goddamn day. Right. And you would go to their house and beg to sleep over so you don't have to go and sleep in your jail cell in your mind. Right. In that tomb, in that dungeon that you call a house. Right? We have always loved something else that didn't come from us. Right. You get the point? I'm just using the example of the children to show you on a big scale what it is. As Israel, as blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we have always rejected the Lord. Right. Because the Lord, our power is not like the power of the heathens. The power of the heathens, all the gods of the heathens are idols. Anybody know what that is? For the power of the heathen. Hold on, let me find it. Read the scripture again.
Amos chapter 9, verse 7. Are ye not as children of the Ethiopians unto me, O children of Israel?
Give me hold on. Yeah, I could take that. Give me Psalms 135 and 15. There's not the one I want, but I'll take that. Read it again now.
Are ye not as children of the Ethiopians unto me, O children of Israel?
Mm-hmm.
Saith the Lord. Have not I brought Israel out of the land of Egypt, and the Philistines from Kaphtor, and the Syrians from Ker?
Right, which is what a father would do when he's chastising his children. Right? Like, again, old school. You're a little boy, you might want a certain toy or Jordans. You're a little girl, you want this particular purse or hairstyle or whatever. Right. And you pressing your parents, and your parents did the best they could. Right. Because all our parents were struggling, just making it.
Yep.
And they can't get what they want, so they start fussing. And what does the parents start saying? The parent get the best gift or the best toy they could with the money.
Right.
It's not the G.I. Joe. It's something else.
Right.
But the kid is not, he ain't impressed with that shit. What does the parent start saying?
You better be grateful. I didn't have to get you anything.
I didn't have to get you anything. That's one. You'll forget.
Yeah,
You'll forget. Don't pass this on to the next generation. Let me take you all back. Let's go back to the future. Come on, Marty. Let's go. Don't I put a roof over your head?
Oh, yeah,
Don't I put food on your table? Don't I put clothes on your goddamn back?
Right.
Could you show some gratitude for the effort I'm making?
Right.
Right or wrong?
Yeah, Kawaka.
That's that.
Kawaka.
You understand? I brought you out to Egypt, not the African God.
Right.
Not the Chinese, not the East Indian, not the Ethiopian God. Why you love them so goddamn much?
Right.
Like I did that shit. That's what he's saying. That's that's the Lord. He is down here. He's angry, but he's pleading with us. He's pleading to our rationale for us to be like, you know what? You got them right to do.
Right.
You did do that. But Israel is a strange people, brother. That's what I could say.
Right.
We are a very strange people. Like we walked through the Red Sea, split wide open.
Right.
We lived through the plagues. We saw quail fall from the sky, drop dead. You had normally you have to hunt quail.
Right.
We woke up one morning and there was dead quail right there. Good enough to eat. Good enough to clean and barbecue and eat.
Right.
Manna blew in on a wind. Manna is the grain from wheat, right? That you would grind up and make bread.
Right.
We didn't have to go plant that. We lived through all of that and then decided we wanted to go back to Egypt.
Right.
Like that's who we are. You know what's the best thing? What's the best way to understand that? A woman who you love, that is ungrateful. That's the best way to. I done did this for you. I done did that for you. I done X, and you running it down. She don't get it.
Yeah.
Because part of her is so carnal. It's damn near like that's forgotten. You get the point? And that's Israel. That's why the Lord calls us His bride. He is the husbandman. He's our king. Right. I've done this for you. That's why He compared us. Give me Jeremiah 3 and 4. Hold up. Hold where you at. Read what you have. Oh, let the young man read. You want to read up?
Oh yeah.
Or you have a question or something?
No, I have what you asked for.
All right. Give me that one. Give me Jeremiah 3 and 3. Right? Go ahead.
Call out of account, if I might. Psalms 35, 15, verse 15.
Mm-hmm.
But in mine adversity they rejoiced and gathered themselves together.
Hold on, I think I got the wrong one up. Psalms 135. 135 and 15. All right. You have it? While you get to the brother, go and read it. Give me Jeremiah.
Jeremiah chapter 3, verse 3.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, the showers have been withholden, and there have been no latter rain.
All right. Right? That's him saying he withheld the blessings from us because we sinned against him.
Right.
The showers, like, make it rain. Like how we talk today. Man, I'm going to make it rain on them. Right. That's money, which is a blessing because you can take money and do shit with it.
Right.
That's in the Bible. That whole terminology is in the Bible. I will hold back the latter rain. I ain't going to make it rain on y'all.
Right.
You get the point? Go ahead.
And thou hadst a whore's forehead.
Right? He's saying because we've had a whore's forehead. What does that mean to have a whore's forehead?
Come on. Like, sir, if I may, is that to think like a whore?
What is that? That's true. That's a translation, but what does it mean? Give him a second. Give him a second. Thou hast had a whore's forehead. Just think about what he's saying. You're right. You're thinking like a whore. But what does that mean?
You have no shame.
You have no shame. What else is going on?
Lawlessness.
You're right. There's something a little bit more specific.
I mean, for everybody, like somebody else's, you
ain't single. You making your wrongs. You get the point?
Right.
You ain't single-minded.
Right.
Your head, your forehead is not towards your husband.
Right.
Your forehead is to wherever you want to go.
Right.
With whoever you want to go more specifically because it's a whole.
Right.
Right? Read it again.
Come. Therefore, the showers have been withholden, and there have been no latter rain.
Mm-hmm.
And thou hadst a whore's forehead.
Go ahead.
Thou refusest to be ashamed.
Mm-hmm. You refuse to be ashamed.
Right.
You refuse to now humble down and realize what's going on and correct whatever he's saying you did wrong. Right. Go ahead.
Come. Verse 4. Wilt thou not from this time cry unto me, my father?
I think we probably skip it. You give me from verse 1. And he's telling them again, even now, will you not just cry unto me, my father? Will you not come back to your father?
Right.
This here is harsh words, but this is the Lord because he loves Israel. He said, even now, you wouldn't even come back and cry unto your father. Drop to your knees and cry unto your father and say, Salakia, say sorry. You listen, beg forgiveness, try to make amends. Right. Even now, you wouldn't do that. Give me that a little higher up.
Verse 1, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Jeremiah chapter 3, verse 1. They say, if a man put away his wife,
that's what I want. Go ahead.
And she go from him and become another man's, shall he return unto her again?
Right. So he's asking. They say if a man puts away his wife and she go to another man and become his wife, shall that first man return to that woman he had? Right? Hell no. Ain't nobody trying to do that. Right. But in today's society, because of the Christian church, that's normal.
Right.
But typically, a brother, even in today's society, a brother in his gut, in his chest, he know. Even if he go back, that shit is done.
Yeah.
Right. It's a wrap. Yeah, I mean, he might just be going through the motion.
Right.
Because once again, we so carnal, we have needs, physical needs, and all right, she there, they open her legs, I go.
Right.
But really, you know it's done.
Right.
You ain't never trust her again in your whole life. So he's saying, shall a man go back to that woman? Go ahead.
Come. Shall not that land be greatly polluted?
Right. So he's describing the woman as earth.
Right.
Shall not that land be greatly polluted? Why? Because there's another man in there.
Right.
That's another man done gone in there. You ain't going back there. To you, it's polluted.
Right.
You understand? Like that's his woman.
Right.
Go ahead.
Come. But thou hast played the harlot with many lovers.
But you, Israel, you have played the harlot with many lovers. It's like a cut. He said, shall a man go back to a woman who whored on him? Everybody will say, la ah. Right. You say, well, you whored on me. You said Assalamu alaikum in the 80s or the 70s.
Right.
You said, what them Africans be saying? Hotep and Horus and peace fam. Yeah. Peace unto the gods, fam. You know what I mean? You was Christian, right. Muslim. He was kicking over trash cans in the early 80s and 90s trying to be Chinese.
Right.
Right. You play the harlot with everybody. And yet still you expect me to be on your side.
Right.
This is the hurt that the Lord goes through. He actually wants us back.
Right.
Now think about a man who done seen his woman whoring him and how he wants her back, but it's like, how the hell am I gonna take this thing back? Because he hurt, he wants her.
Right.
But the hurt is done there. The Lord is the same way. It's a father with a child, a parent missing a child or children, or a husband with a wife. Right. That's the closest thing to understand what we put the Lord through. And he's pleading, he's like, listen, man, you done been with everybody, and even when I show you you're wrong, you still look for the next God to go through. That's a horse forehead. I'm showing you Islam ain't work,
right.
Christianity ain't work, Buddhism ain't work, Rastafarian ain't work, Scientology ain't work. What do you do next? Well, I'm God.
Right.
Black man is God. The black woman is God.
Right.
You look for the next John to go have sex with.
Right.
Rather than come home, man.
Right.
Goddamn. Come home.
Right.
You get the point? So even there, the Lord is describing us serving another God as adultery. Because he's trying to make you understand what he going through. Right. And every brother, I mean, I think past 12, you might get your first heartbreak. 12, you want to go and flip everybody lunch over.
Yeah,
yep. You know what I mean? I think every brother could understand that pain of, well, goddamn, bitch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't see me here?
Right.
You don't see me here.
Right.
And now, because of that, every other woman is a whore to you.
Yep.
Because of that first pain. Now imagine the Lord looking at us, worshiping everything. Crying for Barack Obama. Voting for Biden because we hate Trump. Instead of saying, Lord, just kill everybody.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Instead of coming back home and saying, listen, Lord, I was wrong. You know, I renounce Islam, I burn the Kufi, forget the Christian church. burn the anks, burn, just destroy everything,
Right.
Kill everybody. No. We F with Barack, we get Trump. We start effing with Trump a little bit because of the money.
Yeah.
And just like a whore, you want to move on to the next one.
Right.
You just want to move on to the next one instead of going back to your father or your husband. You get the point? So that's what it is. Give me 135.
Psalms 35.
135.
Psalm 135, verse 15.
Mm-hmm.
The idols of the heathen are silver and gold,
Mm-hmm.
the work of men's hands.
Right? This wasn't the exact precept I want, but this will work for now. Right? The idols of the heathens are silver and gold, the works of men's hands. Their gods ain't real.
Right.
It's their gods are not real people.
God.
So because of that, there's no compassion, there's no mercy from their gods.
Right.
Right? Their gods say, give me one of their laws, them heathen laws. Them heathens cut the clitoris off a woman when she's 12 years old.
Yeah, God, sir.
That's in their law, that's in their custom. Them Africans do it. Come on.
So I just if I may, I think one of those South African customs, they don't even use water. They just put red mud all over. That's how they get. They think they get clean like that.
Go ahead and get that original man if you want to. I know about Irish Spring.
Right.
That's what I know about. So,
Right.
Listen, I'm in the UPK now. I know about Tahar Mine and Buddy, big up the UK school.
Yeah, right.
I know about who else to sell soap down there? Somebody else here to sell soap. Kalam in New York. I think Jeremiah was written. Yatazar's ribs sell soap and body lotions too. Tazaria, he don't sell soap, but he sell the oils and this good sweet smelling stuff.
Yeah.
You go and play in mud if you want to, dummy. You know what I mean? That ain't for me, but that's for you.
Right.
So, but the cruelty of the heathens, they cannot change it.
Right.
Even if they see the shit ain't working, they cannot change it. Our power is merciful. That it says that in the Apocrypha, his greatest strength is his mercy. Why? Because he could kill you.
Right.
You understand? And that's the nice thing about having power.
Right.
Having real power is the ability to exercise mercy on someone. That's real power. Real power is not taking the life. That's a level of power.
Right.
But the top level is I could do it, but I'm gonna give you a pass. I'm not just talking. Meaning, people just bump the gun and be like, man, I'll kill you, and I'm gonna give you a pass. You ain't killing shit.
Yeah.
But to really,
yeah,
say, I'm gonna kill you, and then stop. That's what Christ did with the woman caught in adultery. Same thing we're talking about. Right? Yeah, he could have killed her. Right. Because he was the only one who didn't sin. He could have cast the first stone. Remember, it didn't need all of them to sin. Right. It said, he who was without sin cast the first stone. Right. You just need one person who ain't sin. Right. And he was specifically talking about adultery because they were all adulterers. But they wanted to see if he would have gone against the law of Moses so they could kill him. And he obviously cut them. Right. And when they all left, he could have stoned her. And he said, go and sin no more. Bringing that person to the edge. When they know they're going to die, and they have no hope in the world, and they're already making a peace with God, as they say. Yeah. And you pull them back and clean them off and dry the tears and rub the snot and say, listen, don't go and do this bullshit no more. Now that person changed. Right. That person changed, and that's real power. Real power is mercy. Right. We done been so carnal in this goddamn earth, brother. It's hard to appreciate mercy. Right. It's hard. Like, we already set up for the might.
Yeah, come on.
Like, when you feel the conflict or something coming, we already, all right, I'm going to take that, or I'm going to fight back, or you done tensing up to receive the might. You're not ready to receive the mercy. Right. So much so, when the mercy does come, you're like, man, you're a punk.
Yep.
No. You carnal. You simple. Like, we done been reduced to animals like a dog. Right. You understand? That's what we've been reduced to, like a dog. And you don't understand. This is a chance. This is a new beginning for you. You could leave that shit out. We're not even ready to receive it. We don't see that mercy is power. Right. And if we could see that, brother, we'll have a mighty, mighty nation, which is the topic tonight on forgiveness. All right. But you understand now?
Yeah,
that's what he's talking about when he say you are unto me like the Ethiopians, meaning you're doing heathen shit, nigga.
Right.
Like all the stuff you're doing, that's heathen thing, that's heathen culture and custom. And I never raised you like that.
Right.
I never teach you to dress like that. I teach you to walk like that, talk like that. Just imagine your children going to school and coming back home in a way that you ain't raised them.
Right.
That's the easiest way to remember it, especially teenage years. You hit 10, 11, they start to feel themselves, think they're grown, develop their own style. I'm my own person. Meanwhile, they're looking at every other person in the class. So how could they be their own?
Right.
They're just getting influenced.
Right.
And we have been influenced by everybody except the Lord.
Okay.
No matter he showed us power in Egypt and Babylon and Sodom and Gomorrah and mercy. Right. No matter that, we still be attracted to the heathens.
Right, right.
So he's like, aren't you like the heathens unto me?
Okay.
Right, a good scripture for that too is can the Ethiopian change their skin? The leopard change their spots? You know what that means, right? The Ethiopian has been notoriously ugly. Yeah. Right? That's what that means. Like the spots on a leopard is considered ugly. Today, because of the white man, they look at all that as beauty. Right. But a spot is a blemish. You get the point?
Right.
Like typically you want a all black something. Right. Or all white something. Right. Or all gray something. What looks better to you, that Black Panther or the Panther is what, the Jaguar, right?
Yeah, sir.
Or the other, what's the other one? That's the leopard?
The leopard.
Right. Which one looks better to you? The leopard or the Jaguar? The Jaguar. The one that's all black.
All black, yeah.
Right. That's the one that looks better to you.
Right.
They're both the same animal.
Right.
They're both the same animal. One is spotted. Right. The other one is jet black. Really, they're spotted, but the rest of the fur is dark. If you look at it closely, they're still spotted. But the spots on something is always considered a blemish. Right? When you look at the laws for the sacrifice with the lamb, or the first year unblemished lamb, right, with not, no spots and all that type of stuff on them. Right. So the spots is like a fault, like a blemish. Right. So he's saying, can a leopard change his ugliness, his blemish, his undesirableness? Could an Ethiopian change their skin? Right. No, that's who they are. Right. They can't become you. They can't become nice and attractive. Right. Is an Ethiopian attractive to you? No. Nipsey Hussle, listen, he only attractive because he put on black spirit. Right. He wasn't up in Compton there, pretending to be or Eritrean or whatever he is. Right. What he became was not Ethiopian. Right. He was not in there like a cab driver. Nah. He was up in there like he was come on a slave ship. Yep. You get the point? Like he had to change his skin. He tried to change his skin to become acceptable. Right. But he is an Ethiopian. You get the point? Like that's their people. And the Lord is saying, you can't be like them, man. But you want to be like them. You want to be the Chinese. You want to, royal, not royal, what's them dynasties, ancient civilization, and think you is something great. When you're not, man, you my children, and you're supposed to take confidence in being the children of the Lord. Right. Right? Just you're supposed to take confidence in that, and we don't. And that's the point of what he's saying.
Come on, sir.
All right. Go ahead.
Oh, Salaam, sir. Can I use this precept to the precept we just pulled in Psalms 135 and 15?
Go ahead.
So Psalms 96 and 5. Mm-hmm. For all the gods of the nations are idols.
That's what I want.
But the Lord made it.
That's the one I want.
Right.
You get it again?
Come. For all Psalms 96, verse 5. Mm-hmm. For all the gods of the nations are idols, but the Lord made the heavens.
Exactly. For all the gods of the nations are idols, but the Lord made the heavens. He's the one that made all of this stuff. Right. But the gods of the nations, when you look at them, they're just, silver and pieces of silver and gold and wood. Right. That somebody chiseled and fashioned, and they really can't help it. They can't do nothing.
Okay.
You get the point? They can't do nothing. Listen, COVID came and stopped church, stopped what's the pilgrimage to Mecca? What is that called?
Hajj.
The Hajj, right? Right now, they're Hajjing 6 feet apart.
Yep.
If you see it now, they're doing the Hajj right now, and there's a huge social, and nobody kissing that damn vagina.
Right.
Nobody kissing that little box they got in the box. Box, there's no love because of the COVID, right?
Right.
Church had to stop the communion. You know, there ain't nobody putting nothing in nobody's mouth.
Right.
Well, listen, COVID stopped your God.
Right.
My God made the COVID.
Right.
There's a difference. We ain't the same. And they say, me and you ain't the same.
Right.
We ain't the same. You get the point? So that's the scripture I was looking for, right?
Also, if I may, so we had a question in the chat. The brother asked, Salah. He said, question, I need the information to pay for the Passover and the Cash App for donations for UPK DC.
God damn, Negro. Get that brother a hand. All right. Okay, so the Passover, you put the banner up on the screen. It's supposed to be somewhere right there. It's already preset. It's so spread. For the Passover, hit $UPK tithes. $UPK tithes. For the DC donation, send a message to that DC page on Facebook. We setting it up right now. It should be up and ready by the weekend, where everybody, you know, if anybody watching and they want to donate and help, you know what I mean, they could directly to DC. All right, just send a message to the DC Facebook page, and the brother's gonna be in contact with you and let you know how to send in that donation. But that's absolute. That was in the spirit, because that's in the works for sure.
Right.
All right. So $UPK tithes. Send your 200 in, but in the note, there's a place in the Cash App you could put like a note or a message. Put, you know, your name and for Passover. All right. If it's you and your woman and you have a grown you know, child, like, you know, 17, 18, then it'll be what, 600, 200 each person, 17 years and over. Right. Don't nobody start bitching about the price. I'm trying to tell you straight up. No, don't nobody. You get the plague right now. Right. Don't bitch about the price, man. Do not bitch about the price. You know why? Because we are supposed to be dead.
Right.
We are all supposed to be dead. We're receiving mercy from the Lord to even learn the truth. And to cheapen the whole thing, when you done live your life and spend thousands of dollars for Christmas with no hesitation. Right. Thousands of dollars for, you know, Thanksgiving and birthdays. Some of y'all gonna blow a whole credit card next week, Monday or Sunday, for some whore you're effing. Yeah. Right? In the name of Valentine.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you gonna blow all of that. $200, man. Come on down and see what the prophets of the Lord have in store, man.
Right.
See how we celebrate the Passover. And this you should be totally open. They said Bowser, I think then it was like $80-something million for inauguration. That's how much it cost for inauguration. They celebrate their president, right? It was damn near the same thing to secure Trump when he won. We talking about celebrating the death of our enemies, and you bitching over $200? Right. Negro, come on, man.
Right.
Grow. Right. Grow, man. Grow. Do some Uber, do Lyft, do, you know, DoorDash.
Right.
Do something, do laser shit. Amazon delivery. You do it for 2 months, get 200 up, send it in, all right?
Right. We had a couple more questions in the chat, sir.
Go ahead. The brother who asked the question, he from DC?
Yeah, sir.
All right, no sweat. Make sure you come through, all right?
Okay.
Brother who asked the question, make sure you leave your contact there. Let the brothers get in contact with you. Get in contact with the DC page. You can start coming down to the class and get involved if you're not already involved, all right? Go ahead.
The brother asks, if I may, sir, is it a breakdown on how to deal with the oppressor on the slavery?
Yes. It's a breakdown, but it's not a big breakdown. You think it might seem like it's a whole lot, but it's not really. Anybody know it?
I had a precept, sir.
Please.
It is Proverbs chapter 16, verse 7. When a man's ways please the Lord, he maketh even his enemies to be at peace with him.
Young brother, you write stuff down or you record it on your device?
I'm just trying to keep up right now.
No sweat. What you want to do with class, you want to get a notebook, right? I still have mine. I carry all my notebooks ever that I had in the truth. There was 3 or 4 of them. You get a notebook, you secure it. Secure it. It's a lot. You see, I'm buying this up. You got a notebook and a pen. right? You come to class, you write your dates down and get your breakdowns, all right? And you keep notes because you're going to have to study because this is a school, all right? You're going to have to study, all right? So you should start doing it. The tablet and stuff is good. I'm old school. I like pen and paper. Ask your brothers. I'm super, super old school. Super old school. I would suck cane for sugar if I could. That old school. You get the point, I'll get a piece of cane. Y'all don't know. Y'all don't know about that shit. You get a piece of cane, yes, so there's something different now. It's something different. You don't want to know what the hell get into you with that natural sugar. But that's the one where you really want to be taking your notes. Even if you could take notes on that. For the scriptures, the breakdowns, write down the little things to help you remember what the scripture is. Say again?
I got away from it. I started the first day and I got away from it.
To me, it's harder to use them devices, but if you're comfortable with it, it's fine. But I just, encourage you to take notes, right? Don't just sit there because you're not going to remember everything.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Go ahead.
Sir, if I may, is it Captain or Officer Nakamashi?
Officer Nakamaya.
Where he always encourages me to use a real Bible, and you telling me to use pen and paper.
This is what I would say. This is what I would say. Use whatever's comfortable for you. Just make sure you're using it. If you're comfortable on your device, do so. Right? I'm just saying what my preference is. The hard stuff. Right? You don't have to do that. This is a free place. It's a free country, and here is freedom. Right? But what I'm saying is, make sure you're using it. Make sure you're taking your notes. Make sure you know your habits and your Bible stuff. You could highlight stuff in them electronics too. Right. There's a way to highlight stuff. This whole Bible is written up and highlighted. You want to do that. You want to sharpen your sword so you'll know where to go to if you had to start to teach eventually, if you want to. You know what I mean? I'm just letting you know. Right. All right. Giving you precept.
Proverbs chapter 16, verse 7. Mm-hmm. When a man's ways please the Lord, he maketh even his enemies to be at peace with him.
Say it again.
When a man's ways please the Lord, he maketh even his enemies to be at peace with him.
Right. When a man's ways please the Lord, he maketh his enemies to be at peace with him.
Right.
Right. Hold on. Right. So that's key number one. You want to please the Lord, right? You want to please the Lord. Why? Because the scriptures say, if a sparrow fall from the sky, the Lord did it.
Right.
Meaning a bird, something as small as a bird can't die
right.
without the Lord giving permission to the angel to go kill the bird.
Right.
So if the oppressor is against you, the Lord is making him against you. Why? Just went through it a minute ago.
Because your ways is not pleasing the Lord.
Why?
So if I make you're not righteous.
Okay, well, why he wants him against you? Why he ain't making the oppressor against the Chinese?
Because we are the Lord's children.
So what does he want?
He wants to come back to him.
Exactly. He's giving you pressure on that side,
right.
So you would run on this side.
Right.
Like a sheepdog herding sheep.
Right.
When they want the sheep to go over there, the dog puts pressure on that side, so the sheep run over here.
That's right.
When they want to guide the sheep over there, the dog loops around the back and puts pressure on that side, so the sheep turn and run over there. When you want them to stop, go behind them and put pressure right there and they stop.
Right.
Right? That's how the Lord works. He wants you to come to him, he's going to put pressure somewhere.
Right.
Until you say what? What do you say as you get any pressure? Whether it's from your slavery, your children, your rape, your health, whatever it is. As you get the pressure, what do you say?
I submit.
No, you ain't saying that yet.
Lord help me.
You say, Lord, why me? God. Oh God, what the hell is this?
Right.
Why is this happening?
Right. You
can't imagine that so many, they call it Murphy's Law. Everything that could go wrong will go wrong. You ever heard that? The white man has a phrase called Murphy's Law. Yeah. Everything that could go wrong will go wrong. It ain't Murphy's Law, nigga. It's God.
Right.
You get the point? It's the Lord.
Right.
COVID is the Lord. It ain't Murphy.
Right.
I don't know who the hell Murphy is or where he is or if he's dead or not.
Right.
But it ain't Murphy. Right? It's the Lord. And the Lord is trying to pressure you to seek him.
Right.
You get the point? You have a question, brother?
Oh, that was Con, that was Proverbs 16, verse 7.
Proverbs 16 and 7. 7. Yep.
Next time, just raise your hand, all right? Just be bold about it. You're going to raise your hand, and somebody going to call in, and you can say a question out loud. That way, everybody could benefit from your question, all right? So that's it. The Lord is putting pressure, right? Sometimes the pressure could be a test as well. The pressure could be a test to see if you're going to break, right? Jeremiah Muhammad always say either you break or you bulk, right? That's what pressure does. Pressure either bursts pipes. You ever hear that? Pressure bursts pipes, or if the pipe doesn't burst, what does it do?
It presses the pressure through. It expands.
It expands. It bulk up. It bulk, swell. Now swell. It's able to hold more. You get the point? Either you break or you bulk. What don't kill you will make you stronger.
Right.
The pressure is to see what you're made of.
Right.
You get the point? Sometimes it's like that. Sometimes it's both. Sometimes it's to make you run back to him to see what the hell you're made of. You get the point?
Oh, so I can serve about me. This when the general had said something like comparison to that, like when in doubt, just get super aggressive.
When in doubt, get aggressive. Salaki. By that definition, I'm apparently always in doubt. Salaki. I need to be more sure so I can be less aggressive right there. Salaki. But that's also true. When in doubt, you get aggressive. But of course, to fully understand that you have to be in school. Because to somebody in the world, get aggressive might be stick him up. In here, it's different. You understand? In here, it's a different thing. A Christian, when in doubt, might want to retreat. Right? In truth, press forward. Why? Because if you are going to be stopped, the Lord won't stop you. You understand? When he told Abraham kill his son, Abraham, did he want to do it? No. But he went up there and did that shit. When in doubt, go ahead and do it. If you're right, you're gonna do it. If you're not right, the Lord gonna stop you. And not to say Abraham was not right, but he was going to do it. You get the point? If the Lord wants to stop you, that's the better way to say it. The Lord wants to stop you, he gonna stop you. But of course, he can't stop you if you ain't doing shit. If you just get in doubt and you freeze. You get the point? It's when in doubt, you get aggressive. You attack the thing because, of course, doubt is a demon as well. Uncertainty is a demon. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. You know what to do, which is, again, the topic tonight. Sometimes what to do is goddamn forgiveness. Sometimes that's all that's needed. That's all that's needed. But you so in doubt because you're listening to Satan. You're sitting there having conversations with Satan. And now the more you talk to Satan, guess what happens? Does the picture get clearer? No. Every day is a new thing. A new thing being introduced and a new thing being introduced. And before long, you have enough evidence. This is a stone cold case. It's rock solid. I need to do this and I need to do that. And your whole decision is based on bullshit. You get the point? So that's one. The other one is hold on. Give me, behold, I send you out as sheep amongst wolves. What the hell is that? Behold, I send you out.
Matthew 10:16, sir.
What does it say? Behold?
Yeah, come on.
Go ahead.
Matthew chapter 10, verse 16. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves.
Right? So that's what you got to understand. In addition to serving the Lord, this is what Christ told his disciples. Read it again.
Come on. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves.
Right? He's sending you forth as sheep because why? We his chosen people. We the 12 tribes of Israel. He's sending us out as sheep in the midst of wolves. Who are the wolves? Everybody outside of the nation of Israel. Some of the people in the nation by blood are also wolves, like your politicians and your preachers. And T.I. and Tiny. Disgusting sexual wolves. God damn. I'm reading that shit and I feel like I'm unclean. I'm reading the nasty shit that I'm doing. And he's a feminine for anyway. So I knew there was something wrong for him to buy that girl. That something don't look right with her.
Yeah, come.
She like she take that skin off at night and wings come up. And she reach home. Everybody gone. The automatic gate closed, and she just unzip the skin. And the demon crawled up. You began with that. You're right. Salakia. I don't know. Salakia. Right? But he sends us out as sheep among wolves. Right? Wolves devour sheep.
Right.
Go ahead.
Come. Be ye therefore wise as serpents, and harmless as doves.
Right. Be ye therefore wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove.
Right.
He sends us out as sheep amongst wolves. You're gonna be out there with these cops ready to kill you.
Right.
You're gonna be on your slavery. They're gonna be ready to kill you.
Right.
You're gonna be working in, wherever, like them Capitol Police, them black Capitol cops who was complaining about them KKK cops who was being so goddamn racist against them. They were not wise as serpents. They were not. They were absolutely not. They were victims of the Christian church. You get the point? The Lord, He don't want that from us.
Right.
Wise as a serpent. Anybody ever had experience with snakes? Handle them? Go ahead.
Sir. Whenever a snake feels danger, for the most part, they retreat. Like they not retreat, but they don't. Striking is not their first instinct.
That's not their first thing unless they're hungry or they have eggs close by. Right. Snakes. I used to want. Listen, when I was young, I used to want a boa constrictor so bad. I had a homie used to have one. My brother's bigger brother's friend used to bring them. I used to play with them. I used to want them so bad. And he used to explain most times when a snake is disturbed, he will leave. He will strike, of course, if he's hungry. If he feels the threat, meaning he can't leave, is a cornered situation, then he threats. But he's aware. That's why they move a certain way, making sure they don't get hit and they could hit you. And they only strike when they could win. They ain't striking just to bite and that's that. They're striking to, wrap you up, tie you up, or poison you. You get the point? So they're wise. They're looking for the threat. They're trying to avoid it. That's why snakes they camouflage. Their skin. The different types of snakes, their skin is not adapted. They choose environments that match their tone. You get the point? Rattlesnakes look like the damn desert. So you ain't gonna see the shit. The boa constrictors, they look like the undergrowth. You know what I mean? The anacondas, they look like the undergrowth in a forest. Right? With shadows and leaves. That's why they're black and brown. You're not gonna see it. You might smell it. You could smell a snake too. They have a smell. Some of them have a smell. But they're gonna try to stay hidden and low and move out. But of course, you wise as a serpent, meaning you watching the situation, you seeing what's going on, you trying to avoid anything, you trying to be, easy going. But you got to be harmless as a dove, meaning you're not on the offense. You will defend yourself, but you ain't no punk. Right? Which is again, it's a twisting of the mind, same way like how to understand power. To understand power is mercy. And in a way, it's damn near exercising mercy, but not, I wouldn't call it mercy because it's heathens you're dealing with. This is just wisdom. Because really, 90% of brothers could fold up a heathen any day. Right? They're on their job talking shit, reporting you. You could just, put him in his trunk for the week. No problems, right? But you might spend 10 years in jail for that week. Right? So now, with that said, you understand that you're not on the offense. But you will defend yourself. Meaning what? Don't let them get away with it. Give me some skin, nigga. Don't get away with that shit. You know you my nigga. What did you say? You said what? Oh, okay. What you say your name was again? You was the supervisor, and you do to them what they would do to you if you did some dumb shit. You start filing and writing, and pretty soon, nothing. Now, with that said, get to your job on time. That's Negro rule number 1. Right? That's damn near half the problem. Because they hate it because they're coming in there late. and when they come in late, how do we come in?
With the attitude. Like, I wish he would say
you come in with the attitude or you're happy as shit. Like, you don't care. Okay, bottom line is, you're not sorry for being late. Which is how Esau looks at us like we're supposed to be pleading and begging. That's why the cops deal with us how they do. Right. They want us, all right, sir, okay, sir, yes, sir, okay, sir, all right. They want that. They want that type of thing. That's why when they say teach you how to talk to cops, how do they teach you to say, yes, sir, right. No, sir, right. Because they want that. They want that type of reaction from you. It's like submissive. God. So you come in there and you, hey, what's going on? Yeah. Yeah, you see the game and you had the coffee or you doing whatever, but nigga, you late. Right. Meanwhile, they have to get up at 5 with some little dry wench in the bed. Right. You got some bad broad up in there. That's why you're late. And you seem to be enjoying life even though they're trying to oppress you. That drives the heathen crazy. Right. They don't understand why you so, like, if we were poor white trash, we would get along better. Meaning we're black, but we live like a hillbilly. Right. Suffering and scraping and heroin addiction, and even our addicts look like they enjoy life. Right. Versus a white crackhead. Yeah. Right? A white crackhead look like, oh my God, you look like you see it, you ain't want to touch him. Yeah. You get the point? Our crackheads be mayors, Marion Barry. You get the point? Like that's, we ain't built for it. Right. But brother, we so fly and above them, even in our afflictions, we're better than them. Right. And they can't take it out. They absolutely can't. That's why they hated Marion Barry so goddamn much. Right. Remember when he tried to clean up, they set him up again. And niggas still voted him back. Niggas still wanted him. You get the point? So they hate that thing. So number one, get to work on time. At least. Just do your job. Be a professional. Right. They're paying you from 8 to 4. Be there from 8 to 4. Right. That's it. Why are you there? How are you doing? Yes, thank you, please. It ain't hard. It ain't hard just to say yes, thank you, please. It don't make you a punk to say thank you and please. Right. Right. Yes, no, not really. Just be professional. Right. Just act like your job is paying you $40 million a year. That's the best thing to do. You going in there, it paying your bills. Be wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove. Okay. You go in there and you navigating for 8 hours. When you're done loosening your tie or whatever, unbuckling the coverall, and you're going back to the crew or whatever, and you could be how you want. That's not on your time. Right. But as long as you're on their time, just do your damn job. Gotcha. Don't go there and try to dictate things. Don't go to there and say, well, this is what I'm not finna do. Don't do none of that shit. Just go do your job. Right. Go do your job. That's the best. I'm going to tell you this. Come in the UPK and learn how to be professional. Because as far as I know, every brother who's in this school, when they take that job, the manager down there want to put them in charge the first day. Right. They'll be like, hold on. You come in my office. Yeah, this is what I want. I want them to do this, that. Because we are so professional. Right. Like the vibe, the spirit we have on any slavery, even the sisters. The sisters walk into a slavery and be so full of no drama. Right. Which is damn near like, I know a twist up there is full of no drama. Right. The sisters start excelling. This school under the tutelage of Commander YAHANNA turns you into a professional. Right. It makes you more purposeful and driven. Right. Where you don't have time for the extra bullshit. And if somebody bringing bullshit to you, okay, what you say your name was? Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Complaint, email, send. Here's a report. Right. Good. Because I work here too, nigga. Right. You get the point? Go ahead. What you going to say?
So like I said, I remember General Hyman in the class one time. I was first coming to the truth. And the brother asked a question similar. And I remember General Hyman broke it down where it's like, for you to say thank you and please and yes, ma'am, and yes, sir, is not taking anything from you. Mm-hmm. It only shows how you are a better person than them, for them not wanting to say it.
Exactly. It's class. Right. It's something we not grown with. Right. It's having class, which is another skill you learn in here. Right. You learn a whole ton of class. There's a whole classy way to do things and say things. Even when you have to cut somebody, there's a way. Of course, there's the good old school traditional way, straight run through the wall, crack everything up. Right. Then there's a way, brother, to just cut the whole room. Yeah. Commander YAHANNA, all generals do it well. Tazariak is a master. Kahan, General Q, he make it walk into the sword. He holding a conversation, and you like, oh, for real? And you just easing it. And before long, it's like, oh, you like them old Vietnam movies with guts. You trying to put the guts back in. They don't got cut. Yeah. You get the point. Like classes are Israelite trick. Classes in the Bible too. Let's just get that real quick. Then we move on. Give me Ecclesiasticus chapter 6. and 5.
Come on.
It's in the Apocrypha, Ecclesiasticus 6 and 5.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 6, verse 5. Sweet language will multiply friends.
Say it again.
Sweet language will multiply friends.
Say it one more time.
Sweet language will multiply friends.
Go ahead.
And a fair speaking tongue will increase kind greetings.
Right? That's class. It's
Right.
compliments.
Right.
Being not cordial, not cordial, hospitable.
Right.
Being, receptive of your brothers and sisters. It will multiply friends. And what's the last thing to say?
And a fair speaking tongue will increase kind greetings.
And a fair speaking tongue will increase kind greetings. You get the point? A fair speaking tongue will make people what? Speak kindly to you.
Right.
Versus the beef, or the static, or the standoff.
Right.
You get the point? Another scripture is the one in Proverbs where they say a gentle reply turns away wrath. You know what I'm talking about? That's another one too. There's a whole way you're going to transform you come in here. That's the real ultimate goal. Right. You want to know how to deal with heathens on your slavery? Be all the way in the UPK. Because I'm going to give you another gem. How you are in the slavery is how you are in here. If you just slacker on that slave, you're going to be slack about the work of the Lord too. Like, there's no separating the two. This ain't, Bruce Wayne and goddamn Batman.
Right.
You ain't a playboy by day and a renegade by night.
Right.
You going to be the same.
Right.
You're going to be the same type of person. If you fighting on the slave, guess what you're going to be doing in here? If you're sitting down all day with the broads on the slave at the coffee pot, gossiping and, whatever else, what you going to be doing in here?
Same.
It's the same thing. There's no difference. There's no, well, I'm a slave, I'm good when I get here, or I'm here. No. Because whatever a man of the Lord, whatever he put his hands to, he puts all into it. That's in the Bible too. Right. We don't half-ass. We're not that type of people in here.
Right.
We don't half-ass at all. So that's it, all right? Hope that answered the brother question.
You got another question, sir?
Oui. What time we have?
It's like 8:20, sir.
All right, let's go.
The brother Slim Silk said, "Hello, Captain. I'm a Washingtonian. Been following you for years. Love y'all, man." He said, "I want in, but I'm torn, Captain."
What does that mean, brother? You gotta help him out. You gotta help me out. You want in, but you're torn. You're not sure if you want in. Right? It sounds torn. I guess he meaning he's not solid or whole, anything. I've heard that phrase before. Torn, meaning like you're torn between two worlds or you're torn. I'm assuming is that he's talking about.
Not convinced.
Not convicted, meaning you ain't definite in it. You're
right.
On the fence. Okay. If that's what the brother is saying to his question. Okay, he said, I've been following you for years, but I'm torn. It's a oxymoron in a way, meaning you're saying two things. It's like saying I've been swimming, but I'm dry.
Right.
You can't be following the UPK for years and be torn. You've probably been watching the UPK along with other people for years. Like, to watch the UPK for years, or not watch, you said follow. If you're following, there's no way to be torn. And this is why you need a leader. This is why rank is so important. This is why our structure is the way it is. Having somebody accountable in your life and having somebody to be accountable to in your life, it takes away a ton of the demon or confusion.
Right.
Like, imagine at the end of the day, like how at your slave, right? At a certain time, like around 2, if your slave finishes at 4 or 5, around 2 or 3, you had to report to somebody about something was going on in the day, let them know if you had to order parts for tomorrow or whatever.
Right.
Or meetings or stuff like that. Imagine at the end of the day, you had to account to somebody for what you did or did not do today.
Right.
Every day. You understand? That's the problem with our life. There's nobody who we are accountable to that we think, but we all supposedly Christian and follow the Lord and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Well, listen, the Lord right here in front of you right now.
Right.
You understand? Okay. The Lord right here in front of you right now. Any brother in this chair, teaching, doing them radio shows, do it on the street. That's God talking.
Right.
And if you follow, then follow. Be sure-footed about it.
Right.
Be convicted about something, man. Feel alive.
Right.
Feel alive about something and put it all into it. Like now is not the time to be doubtful and let your doubt paralyze you, which could happen to the best of us.
Right.
You get the point? Okay. Imagine you want to be a world-class swimmer and you go to the swim meet and you follow Michael Phelps and you follow all the, big-time swimmers, but you never get in the pool.
Right.
You understand? You never ever jump in the pool, but you have Speedos, you got the little, the tinted goggles, and you in front of the mirror, you know what I mean? You doing everything, but you ain't touching that water. Then you're wasting your time.
Right.
You might as well go do something else that you're willing to actually physically get involved with.
Right.
You get the point? Brother, all you have to do is get up off the porch and come run with the dogs.
Yeah, good.
You know what I mean? That's it. You're going to fall over and somebody's going to pick you up and you're going to get strong and you're going to be running.
Right.
You just have to make the decision to do it. That's all.
Okay.
Right? Don't forget being torn. You ain't torn about nothing. Right. What you lack in your life is somebody to give you an order. Right? That's what that's what the vibe I'm getting off for you that you lack in your life. You see when people is like, I know this is right, but so and so, you need a slave master.
Right.
Because on your job, do you sit on your job and be like, I want to do this work, but I'm torn? No. You sure what you need to do. Why? Because you have somebody who you have to be accountable to.
Right.
Right?
Okay.
And because at the end of the day, you need to be able to listen, I did this, X, Y, Z, I'm good. Right. You need that in your personal life too.
Okay.
You need it. Everybody needs it. A child needs it with a parent.
Right.
A woman needs it with her husband. A man needs it from a brother who's over him.
Right.
You get the point? That's the hierarchy. The head of every man is Christ. The head of every woman is the man, and the children of the woman. Right? And the head of all men is the Most High. That's the hierarchy of life. If you don't have it, then you just don't do nothing. Right. Because you are accountable to you.
Right.
And you could change your mind about what you want to do.
Yep.
Right?
Okay.
But when you can't change the mind of somebody who you're accountable to, then you just have to do what they want.
Right.
Right? Which, I don't want to get too deep with the thing. Did he ever reply?
No, sir.
Okay. Lord allow you watch your class. But it really comes down to submitting to that person. It really comes down to be like, you know what? I'm gonna get right. I'm gonna get all the way down with this. That's it. You go to a slave and you do what it tells you to do, right?
Right.
You don't care. Whether spinning a sign, going under a car, changing oil, typing up papers, whatever the hell they want, you do it.
Right.
Right?
Okay.
You submit to that authority.
Right.
You need to submit to that authority as well.
Right.
It's the same thing. If you're going to become a world-class swimmer, somebody going to teach you how to swim, Negro. I know you're watching Phelps all day long, but it's a total different thing when you get in that water.
Right.
That breathing exercise is a beast. You understand? There's a certain way, there's a whole wiggle to your body in that water. It's different. Somebody's going to have to show you, meaning you're going to have to be able to say, okay, can, for what? Thank you. Did I do it good? Do I need to do this? Take instruction and go do it. You're going to need that. You're going to need that thing. All I can tell you, brother, if you want somebody to give you orders, you come to the class. You come to the class, all right? If you want your life to change, you come to the class. You come to the Israelite School of UPK. If you're tired, the big boy, if you're tired of being torn, if you're tired of being, living on the fence, come to the UPK, man.
Right.
Don't worry about it. We all started that unsure way. We all started that way of, I watch these brothers, but I don't know. There's so many people running game and stuff out here, and I get it. I understand that all these Israelite groups, it could be confusing to you. It could be confusing to you. It wasn't to me. It really was not to me. I saw Commander YAHANNA, and I was like, that's the nigga right there. That's him. He's the one. He's the one I need to follow. But I get it. Some people, they don't know. You come in here, you're going to find out.
Right.
But if you need to find out on your own, you're going to take a longer time just to make it all the way back around.
Right.
All right? But if you don't mind, you can just tell me what you're torn about. We good to go?
Okay, sir.
All right, cool. Give me Luke 17 and 1. All right.
Luke chapter 17, verse 1.
All right, so okay, go ahead.
Then said he unto the disciples, it is impossible, but that offenses will come, but woe unto him.
Read it one more time, right?
Then said he unto the disciples, it is impossible, but that offenses will come, but woe unto him through whom they come.
Right? It is impossible, but that offenses will come.
Right.
But woe unto him through who they come. What does that mean? Who knows? Go ahead.
So if I may, sir, this is Christ talking to his disciples. And he's saying, you know, this, a lot of brothers fail to realize, like, this life that we live in the truth is for life. And whenever you be around brothers, you know, saying for lifetime, it's impossible that offenses don't happen. But, you know, woe to the brothers that commit those offenses. Like, it's like offenses are going to happen amongst the brothers, but woe to the brothers whom those offenses come through.
Okay, this part here, as we read on, you're going to realize he's not talking about the brothers yet. This part here, he's not. Precept on precept, you might could use it. But this part here is not talking about the brothers yet. You'll see. All right, go ahead.
It were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck, and he cast into the sea, than that he should offend one of these little ones.
Right? So, what's that part say? Read it one more time.
It were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck, and he cast into the sea, than that he should offend one of these little ones.
Go ahead, young man.
Yeah, he'd rather kill himself than offend. I don't know what the little ones he means by little ones, but he'd rather kill himself than offend.
Not rather kill himself, because it says a millstone were to be hanged about his neck. Not he hanging it. It's like me saying, I'm gonna put this knife in your chest.
Right.
It would be better to put this knife in your chest. But this is not talking about him killing himself. It just is describing being killed in a horrible way. Right? Like once they put in something heavy on you and dropping you into the bottom of the ocean.
Right.
Where you don't die slow. You're trying to, you can't move. Right. It's better that would be a better situation than what the Lord is going to do to the person that offend these little ones.
Right.
Now, this is Christ talking to the disciples. Who is the little ones and who here is the offender?
In this context, the little ones will be his disciples.
Mm-hmm.
And then the offenders would be anybody that in the world that would offend or trespass against his disciples.
So now that you in the truth, right? Most of you brothers in here, you all been in camps, you all see what goes on. What happens when you go out to teach? Arwadia. Easy, right? Arwadia matrix getting ready to dismantle this fool.
Right.
Break him down.
Salami, sir. What happens when we go out?
Yeah, what happens?
Go out to teach. We come up against a lot of, BS.
Right. And then what happens?
And we just keep teaching.
We just keep teaching, but what are you fighting to do? What are you fighting against doing as you out there?
Not putting your hands on somebody.
Exactly. Come on.
Be offended.
You fighting against being offended. And that's a perfect way, because as you out there, they walking by. Why don't you get a job? Bitch, this is my job. Excuse my language. This is my career. I devote my whole career to this ridiculously. Right? My pension is a nation of brothers.
Right.
That's my pension plan. That's my 401k. You could bet on the stock market. I'm betting on black. You get me? You're all a bunch of liars. You're all a bunch of, whatever. Right? You are fighting against being offended. And what's the first key? This is not your opinion. I'm out here doing a job.
Right.
I'm out here doing a job. I'm speaking God's words. I'm just telling you all what he said. What are you getting mad at me for? That's the first key to self-control.
Right.
Right? Don't take this shit personal. You trashing their religion. They're the ones to get mad, not you. Right? You telling them to shut their mouth and be, a humble sister. You telling them to get strong. You telling them to leave the church, leave the mosque. You trashing their religion. Right? You taking that Quran and tossing it down the street. Right. You get the point? They're supposed to get mad. What you mad about?
Right.
What you mad about?
Right.
You can't be mad. You gotta control yourself. That's the first thing.
Right.
You're fighting being offended. And you're fighting now getting recompense for the offense.
Right.
Because why? They could spit on you. Right? They could throw stones at you. They could do stuff to you. And now you want to get revenge. Christ is saying, listen, offenses will come. What do you think this job is?
Right.
This is what this job is.
Exactly.
Offenses must come. But woe to them by who they come by. See them people left with y'all? They're going to be jammed up.
Right.
They're going to be, I done seen it happen a few times, brother, where, oh, wait. I seen it in Baltimore. This white boy was trying to come up against the camp horribly. And brother fell and, bust his face wide open. That's as far as I'm going to go. I see this in Philly. Brother or sister, no, it's a brother walking by the camp talking mad shit out. I mean, crazy shit. Trip on the tiles in Philly. If you ever see the Philly camp, it's right outside that station on 12th and Market, that train station. It's a smooth sidewalk, not like DC with them little bricks. It's like huge tiles, a huge, big tile that just go from the door to the curb.
Right.
I don't know what he tripped on, but his hands didn't block him. It's damn near like he went like that. Brother, and split open here. Split open right there.
Right.
I've seen in Baltimore again, brother that disagreed with the camp, went behind the camp and threw a brick. We reading, we up there. Brick passed right here. Came back around talking shit. The next week, his hand was in a cast from shoulder to wrist.
Right.
Now, we could have fell on him the week before,
right.
But of course, your Uncle Thumb is like, stand down, Akim. I couldn't understand the order until the next week.
Right.
I was like, you trying to, so you ain't gonna do that. Stand down, no sweat, so count one car.
Right.
You don't have to understand orders to follow it, right?
Right.
Do you understand how a goddamn traffic light works?
Nah.
You understand that there's sensors? Because I tell me in Texas, I said, Kazak, what you doing now? He said there's sensors underneath the road, sir. So they recognize when the car pull up. Yeah. I was like, this nigga, you think he was Georgie from Star Trek? Talking about sensors and shit. I went home, I went on the Google machine. Lo and behold, there's sensors that's attached to the damn traffic light that's programmed with timers and different times of the day and certain remote areas. The light will stay red longer. But if you pull up to it, because it's a remote area and they don't want it there on a red light so late, it'll turn green faster.
Right.
I don't know that. I know red means stop, green means go. I don't need to understand the order. I just need to follow it, which is UPK.
Right.
You get the point?
Okay.
I've seen Kentucky 8.
Right.
You remember the trial attack in Kentucky 8 a few months ago? Kapash and them up there in Kentucky?
That's right.
Came out with AKs, guns, AR-15, pipes, knives.
Right.
Tried to follow the brothers. The brothers held their own.
That's right.
Come to find out, a few of them dead. Some of them attacked some cops recently, got shot up. Like, we ain't got to do nothing. We got to be wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove. I ain't gonna kill you, but I'm not gonna allow you to kill me. I will fight for my life.
Right.
I will not allow you to take my life.
Right.
I'm not gonna give it to you. You know how to fight me for it. And if you survive, the Lord gonna kill you tomorrow for even trying to take my life.
That's right.
Me defending my life is sparing you. It's making you be like, you know what, I shouldn't have done that.
Right.
But you press up on it, it would be better that a millstone be pulled on your neck and then you just die slowly at the bottom of the ocean. Because the Lord could kill you in so many other ways. Right? So now, so that's who he's talking about, right? It's better for that to offend one of these little ones. The Christian church will tell you little ones is children. Because the Christian church loves little children.
Right.
Right? Jesus loves the little children. Black and yellow, something. Right? They all because they want to molest the children.
Right.
Right? That's why they love so many children.
Right.
This is not talking about, he's talking about these little ones because why? These brothers come together and follow him like they were his children.
That's
like
right.
they were his, he's their father.
Come on.
And that's how it is. That's the relationship in here. And so a brother or sister comes in here, you take care of them like they're flesh and blood.
Right.
And they're young, like a young brother or a young sister that just needs some help.
Right.
You don't expect them to be adult in 2 classes. Give them some goddamn time, man. You get time, I get time.
Come on.
Give them some time to grow. And they're going to grow and they're going to get stronger and stronger. And before long, what's going to happen? They're going to grow and grow. And then before long, what's going to happen? Because I'm going to be like,
so it's going to be people underneath them.
They're going to be teaching somebody young.
Right.
And giving them time to grow.
Right.
And then time and, tell them, okay, this was wrong. And after 2 months, this is wrong, going to turn into, yo, what you doing? And after about 2 years, what the? Right? Because now you're growing up in the house now.
Right.
When you have babies, like, don't do that, don't do that. When you're about 2 years old and you're around with that diaper and waddling because the diaper low, you get a little pattern back. As soon as you could take it,
right,
you getting that bet.
Right.
Yeah, that's love. That's what love is.
Right.
You get the point?
Okay.
So now, read verse 3.
Okay. Take heed to yourselves. If thy brother trespass against thee, rebuke him.
Mm-hmm.
And if he repent, forgive him.
Read it again.
Come. Take heed to yourselves. If thy brother trespass against thee, rebuke him. And if he repent, forgive him.
Okay. So take heed to yourselves. Now, what is he saying there? Go ahead.
Like he's saying, be mindful of what you're thinking towards your brother or what you're feeling towards your brother.
Okay. Anybody else?
Sorry, sir. If I may, I was going to say, like, just be very watchful of your ways on how you deal with your brother.
Okay, he being very specific here.
Right.
He being so specific. He's like saying, it's slippery outside. Make sure you have thread on your tires, right, and your car, it's too wild.
Right.
He ain't saying, make sure the car engine is good. Right. He's being very specific. Go ahead.
He's saying, be careful.
Mm-hmm.
Be careful of yourself in so many ways.
Go ahead. Meaning what? How you be careful?
By paying attention to what you're doing.
He's a little more specific, but you answered.
And he's saying, how you be careful is make sure that you rebuke your brother and repent and forgive him. If you was in his chair, I'll take that answer. God.
But because you've been here a little while, you ought to break that down a little bit more.
God.
Right? Because why? If somebody new here, you say, take care to rebuke somebody. What's the first thing a person in the world thinks?
To check somebody. Or just
put somebody on Front Street.
Right.
I'm going to go and, we like, what you say now, nigga? Yeah. Look at the old P-U-S-S-Y. Look at yeah. You ain't talking that shit now.
Right.
That's what it means to rebuke somebody to somebody in the world. Break it down again. Come on.
The scripture, Matthew 18:15, meaning to rebuke is if a brother offends you.
Usually was if thy brother
trespass, right? If a brother trespasses against you, how you rebuke him is you go to the brother, him and thee alone, and you let him know. You know what I'm saying? This offended me. You trespass against me. You understand? And then you repent. And
that's what the rebuke is. The rebuke is, listen, bro, you go to him and him alone. Say, it's lucky, bro. Mind if I talk to you for a second? And you all go outside. The room might be clear. Who the hell knows? But this has to be between two people alone.
Right.
This can't be with nobody else. And you say, listen, man, last week you did something, or last week I said this and you didn't even reply to me, XYZ. I think you was wrong. I think you was wrong for that, man. I don't do that to you. You was wrong for that. Right? That's rebuking him because you're saying you did this and it was wrong. It offended me. Go ahead.
Keep reading.
No, break it down.
Oh, so once you go to a brother, you give him the opportunity for him to repent.
I mean, in what?
for him to turn away to fix the thing that he
Keep it simple. Keep it simple for him to repent.
So for him to fix the thing that he...
How does he fix it?
By acknowledging if he offended you or not.
He acknowledged, meaning what?
Meaning, I didn't know. He could be, he didn't know, or it's like, oh, that offended you, brother. I apologize. I didn't mean to.
He acknowledged the offense. He said, yo, you know what? You're right, brother. That was wrong of me to do that. Right? And he repents of it. The other half of repenting, repenting is a two-way thing. Not two ways, two parts of it. Acknowledging and then saying, I am sorry. Or salakia. Please forgive me. You have to acknowledge it first. Right? You have to acknowledge it because, of course, hey, so-and-so, you stepped on my shoe. All right, sorry. Now you looking for anything.
Right.
Good. I'm sorry, sir. That's our new sign.
That's the sign. Right. Listen, get this like a hand. Exactly. That was orders came down from the general. I put that sign up in the school because that's the spirit that has to be in each and every school.
Right.
All right. That Matthew 18 and 15. Right. So that's the whole process of. That's damn near justice. That's how it starts. That's the process. That's the first step of justice. Right. You go to that person and you try to work that thing out. No, this doesn't have to be a back and forth. Well, I said this, you said that. I said it don't have to be that.
Right. And
really, in the perfect functioning of that law, it should not be that. Say, listen, brother, last week you stepped on my shoe. No, I didn't. Listen, now we gotta go to council.
Right.
Right? Could be that simple. Right? Nobody ain't gonna fault you if it's like, well, I didn't. Yeah, you did. Remember so and so? Oh, yeah, I really did. Salaki. Nobody ain't gonna fault you if you go the extra steps. But you don't have to sit there and go back and forth because as you're going back and forth, somebody gonna feel disrespected in the back and forth. Because obviously there's feelings involved, it's personal. Because somebody gonna feel that the next person in hearing, and then they're gonna say something out of pocket. And now we sitting there harming each other verbally, which is how it starts before we harm each other physically. You get the point? So before all of that, boom, let's go to council.
Right.
But if he repents, you must
forgive him.
Right? That's verse 3. Read verse 3 again, whoever was reading.
Come. Take heed to yourselves.
So that's what he's saying. He's saying, yeah, y'all want to scrap on the streets for offenses, right? Listen, the Lord gonna kill whoever offend one of y'all.
Right.
Now, with that said, knowing that the Lord is gonna ride that hard for all y'all,
right,
y'all take heed to yourselves how y'all deal with each other.
Right.
If you have a problem with a brother, take him outside and go talk to him. Not take him outside like, let's take this outside.
Right.
You be classy, Right. Remember what it says. Sweet language multiplies what?
Friends.
Multiplies friends. What's the other one? Fair speech. Gives, fair speech in return.
Right.
Hey, listen, brother, you mind if I rap to you outside for a second? Sweat. Hey, listen, bro, I need to bring you out to the cold or whatever. I wanted to talk to you. Now, it's a muscle you have to exercise because the first few times you do it, your eyes going to get watery because you're so goddamn emotional. You're going to start all of a sudden, you're not going to be able to breathe properly.
Right.
Because you're not used to speaking. It's like public speaking.
Right.
Just remember the first time I stood up in front of class and spoke about something. All of a sudden and the car was red, right. And that's how you're gonna be because you never ever went to somebody to tell them about a problem before because we've all grown up with the whole idea of if you're complaining, you're a punk, and you soft. What's the matter with you? You soft. You can't go talk. You can't say nothing. Man up. That's so goddamn dangerous. How we grew up in the world. You get the point? It's a dangerous thing because once again, that's not right. That ain't in the right spirit. You get the point? It doesn't build nothing, it just destroys. So it's a muscle. Just like when you go to the gym the first time. You do your first leg day, you can't go down the stairs. Your gym better be on the same level as the parking lot. Because if you gotta go down the stairs, them legs is wobbly down the stairs.
Right.
Same way your mouth gonna wobble, your brain gonna wobble. Your damn near you're going to be feeling out of place talking to this brother here about a problem.
Right.
Worse again, if the brother doesn't have a personable demeanor. He might just be sitting there looking at you, and you might be like, this nigga think I'm a punk.
Right.
You're going to be going through different things. Go through with the exercise. Go through with it. Don't be torn. Don't be on the fence. Don't be in doubt. Don't be, don't think twice. Go through with it.
Right.
Feel how that feels. Feel that feeling of I'm telling him a problem. Let me see what he gonna do.
Right.
I'm working on explaining my situation to him or her. Right? Let me see what they're gonna do in return.
Right.
And the next time you do it, it's gonna be a little easier and a little easier. Tell the brother, it ain't gonna be nothing but a conversation in the future.
Yeah, come on.
You work on that muscle. And that's what Christ is saying, because listen, if he gonna kill people for y'all can't be in here hating each other.
Right.
What are you killing them niggas for? You better let them niggas hit you the brick in your head.
Right.
What are you killing them for? When y'all gonna kill each other, he wastes a life. He might as well let y'all kill each other and bring that fool in. Right?
Yeah.
Because he was gonna kill y'all too, which means he was right.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So Christ is saying, with that said, take heed to yourselves.
Right.
If there's an issue, go to your brother. Tell him about it. And if he repents, forgive him. You have to do it, which is the other part. Overcoming hurt. Overcoming hurt, brother, it's fucking witchcraft. It's so much witchcraft that we love to feel hurt.
Yeah.
We are way more comfortable with sitting there and running down reasons to say, F that motherfucker. We love it.
Right.
We love it so much. It's part of your Christian bringing up. Right. Even if whatever religion you're into, it's part of it. Where you, as a people, we rather find a reason to not mess with this person no more.
Right.
We rather do it. We rather do it rather than fight to maintain, mend, or fix what was there.
Right.
You get the point? So he's saying, take heed, right? Go ahead.
Come. Take heed to yourselves.
Mm-hmm.
If thy brother trespass against thee, rebuke him. And if he repent, forgive him.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 4. And if he trespass against thee 7 times in a day, and 7 times in a day turn again to thee, saying, I repent, thou shalt forgive him.
Right? So now, if he, so like every time I break this down, I be like, God damn, it's like you was right there. I remember I don't think I was a trooper yet. I was still on 12 and G sitting on the bricks with the braids. I asked somebody during YAHANNA a question. He said, you know what the problem is? He said, you know why I have a problem with that girl? Because you don't forgive her. I was like, what? The general looked at me like I was unclean, like I was a leper. I'll never forget that look. He looked at me like, this nigga here. He don't forget her. And he started to move away like this. And he get up and he just walked back to the camp. Where the camp was, there was a little cafe. So when sometimes we go for coffee, I'll try to get some counsel. He said you got to forgive her. In my mind, I'm like, I want to kill this bitch. Brother, but the way he walked away, it made me feel so like, was something wrong with me? Like, the way he, what's your problem? I think he said you lack faith too. Something like that. But he said, he just kind of, I never forget the shit out till this day. And he walked away and I was like, I didn't understand it, but I knew I don't want to see that look from that brother.
Right.
So I was like, you know what? Even if I have to act, I'm going to just do it.
Right.
Because that is more important to me.
Right.
You get the point? Bitch was in the world anyway, so I didn't give a rat's ass.
Right.
I just had to, interact with them, with her on,
right.
time. But I was like, I'm going to kick this bitch down the stairs. I'm going to put bleach in the water. I was contemplating some evil shit out.
Right.
But it's something you had to exercise. It's a burden. It's not easy to get over the trauma.
Right.
It's not easy to do it, but you have to do it. And you have to understand it's nothing. It really is absolutely nothing. And it takes a certain amount of strength. It takes time and experience. But above all, you have to want to do it.
Right.
You understand?
Come.
You absolutely have to want to do it. What? It's tripping off?
It's just,
I might be shaking the table.
Out of focus.
I might be shaking the table. That's what the hell going on. Right? You have to want it. You have to want to do it. Like, like a woman has to want to give birth.
Right.
You understand? She has to want to get morning sickness, gain weight, get big ankles, throw up every goddamn thing, and then go do it again. She has to want to get over that thing in order to get that baby.
Right.
You gotta want to do that. You have to like will yourself into it. Like it's not something where you waiting on a feeling. If you're waiting on a feeling, that shit ain't never coming.
Yeah.
It's a lock you. That shit gonna be a New Year resolution every year.
Right.
Every end of December. This year I'm gonna forgive you. Nigga, you gonna die saying that shit. Right? So that's what he's saying, right? So he's saying if your brother trespass against you 7 times in a day, and 7 times he repents, you have to forgive him.
Right.
Right? So somebody keeps stepping on your shoe. You tell them about it. They say, Salakia, you gotta forgive him. Step on your shoe the next day. Next day, you have to go. What's the first step? You have to go to that person. Right? It don't matter the amount of times, you have to go to that person. Why? Because as black people, you done did this one time, too many. That'd be the second time.
Yep.
Right? If you're living in a real Negro household or Hispanic household, it'd be the first time.
Yeah.
Like, nigga, I'm tired of this shit. You're always doing it. And the other person's like, what? Doing what?
Right.
Been here. You get the point?
Right.
It's something in us like that. But he's saying you have to do it. You have to go. You have to go. Don't sit on it because it becomes a grudge and now you display passive-aggressive behaviors to that person or everybody, who the hell knows. But you have to go deal with it. You got to get out.
Right.
You got to get out. There's another thing we say in here is people avoid going to the person to avoid because they think it's going to be conflict. They think it's going to be some arguing or yelling or fighting, which is something you shouldn't really be scared of. But I understand some people don't like it. They want to have, sweet roses and sugar all the time. If you avoid that war outside, you are going to create a war within. It's better to fight the outside and you could go home in peace.
Right.
It's way better. It's way better for you than to be sitting home and you can't sleep. You stressed out. You sitting there, the kids, your rib, your homies talking to you, and you just, You said? You tripping inside because you were supposed to start a war here. You were supposed to start a conflict here. Instead, you swallowed that cotton. Nah, I just let it go. You didn't let it go, nigga. It's in you now.
Right.
That conflict is in you.
Right.
And that conflict coming out somewhere on somebody at some time, which always happens. Just think about your life.
Right.
You know what I mean? Some other altercation you get in because of some shit that happened 2 weeks ago or yesterday or this morning. You get the point? Have them cops be doing that damn shit. They have some issue and they just come out and find a nigga to kill.
Yep.
Blow somebody or beat on somebody just for some shit they ain't going through. Or they just racist and they're the devil at the end. Right? So read verse 4 again.
And if he trespass against thee 7 times in a day, and 7 times in a day turn again to thee, saying, I repent, thou shalt forgive him.
Go ahead.
And the apostles said unto the Lord, increase our faith.
Right. What does that mean? Young man. What does that mean? Increase our faith.
Teach us more that we will, without
you on it. Keep going.
Like teach us to the point where there's less doubt.
Like it's easy to forgive, right? He's a Negro. There's no doubt in my mind you're an Israelite. Right. He formulated that so well. He's like, well, teach me more so I could forgive easier. Because right now I want to kill this motherfucker. Right. That's how we feel. Right. It's like, so you mean I had to forgive him? I have to forgive this person again? Right. Nah, increase my faith. Teach me more. Help me more. Right. But that's how we think. We think there's a book you could read, or a formula, or a drink you could drink, and then you could do it. When that's not how this works. This is war. Right. Either you're gonna throw the blow or you're gonna get hit. Right. That's what it is. This life is about war, And there's different ways to war with this thing. And first our step of this war, this particular battle, is going to the person.
Right.
The second step, if they say Salakia, is to forgive them.
Right.
And we lose that war all the time. Right? 90% of the time we lose that war. Right? So they say, listen, Lord, increase our faith. Go ahead.
And the Lord said, if ye had faith as a grain of mustard seed, ye might say unto this sycamore tree, be thou plucked up by the root, and be thou planted in the sea, and it shall obey you.
Right? So read that again.
Come. And the Lord said, if ye had faith as a grain of mustard seed, ye might say unto this sycamore tree, be thou plucked up by the root, and be thou planted in the sea, and it shall obey you.
All right. What does the verse say? You try it? Everybody heard that verse before, right? If you have faith as a mustard seed, right?
Yeah, even the littlest of faith.
Right. If you have the smallest little faith, break it out. Come on. Break it out. What do they say? What do they tell you in each church?
I mean, just the faith of a mustard seed.
Right? Meaning, if you have
just the smallest.
Because they say as mustard seed is so small.
Right.
But when it blossoms, it's the biggest tree on the block. Hallelujah. Right. And the band start playing, and you don't know what the hell that means.
Right.
Right? What does it actually mean?
It's like, if I may, this is Christ cutting the disciples. Like, if you would have a little damn faith, you understand, you just have just some sort of faith, even the size of a mustard seed, you might be able to do some things. You might be able to do this. Like, Christ is checking the disciples like, y'all faithless.
He's telling them really they don't got no faith.
Right.
He said, if you had faith this small,
right,
you would do amazing shit.
Exactly.
But really, you ain't even got no faith.
Right.
You just out there just, Christ is black, so and so and so and so, blah, 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 blah. Shabbat shalom, so and so and so and so. Shalom, Hashem, for them sisters, being all holy and sanctified and all that shit. But really, you ain't got no faith.
Right.
Because if you did have faith, you would do as it says.
Right.
You would go to the person about the problem, work the shit out, and then you forgive them. You get the point? Okay. And you move to hell on, man. Half of this be pride too. Half of this be a whole ton of pride. You don't want to go talk because of pride. You don't want to forgive the person because of pride. Because you think, forgiving them is giving somebody a pass to punk you. You get the point? Okay. We got to get over that shit. We got to become absolutely brand new. Why? Because if they punk you, what could you do? Or if you think you're being punked again, what could you do?
Salakia, sir, if I may, YAHANNA.
Meaning what could you do? Okay, I'm saying the pride is going to stop you from doing it because you think this person is going to punk you again. But if you're the truth, and let's say you forgive the person, but the person does something and you feel like you're punked, you feel like you're offended, the person transgressed against you, what could you do?
You got to rebuke them again.
That's it. Give him a hand. Boy, he in this bitch. You know what I mean? You have to go to that person again. That's just your duty. You just go to them again. Yeah, it's like a car. How many people had, a bad tire? Yeah. Right? Yeah. You just got to go by the air pump.
Right.
Right? Do you go outside and kick the car and curse it out? No. Do you sit at home at night being like, this effing goddamn tire, goddamn good year, I'm gonna write Michelin a letter? No, you just always keep them quarters in the dark cup holder, and every day and a half, right, you better go air that bitch up. Right? Until you can afford a new tire. You just do it because that's the maintenance that's required now. Right. Well, it's the same thing. You see how emotionless and professional that is? I just need to put air in the tire. Right. You going home? Yeah, I just need to put air in the tire first. Oh shit, I forget to put air in this goddamn tire. I put air in the tire. That's it. Right. You don't get tired of it, right? Right. I mean, you do, but you don't make it seem like it's, it's just the way you have to do it. Right. You just got to do it. Or you're leaking oil. Everybody been there. That's why we keep a quart in the back. A quart of them little fountain cups. Keep that in the back because we checking it every morning. And we ain't pouring the whole bottle. At first, when you're a novice, you pour the whole bottle because you're stupid. Me, that's me. I'm me, stupid. And then the whole shit leak out overnight. No, nigga, you pour a little bit when you're driving. Just enough. Just a little bit over the ad. You don't need safe. Ain't the shit safe. Right? You want to feel safe, go get insurance. Right? You pour a little bit just over the ad, depending on how far you're going, and that's that. The shit pops up overnight. What do you need a whole quart in there for? Let that shit bleed out dry. When you start that shit up the next day, and that's enough until you can get that seed worked out or whatever. And you just do it. It becomes part of your routine and you just do it. And that's what he's saying here. If you had faith, if you believed a little bit of even what he was saying, you would do the things that's necessary. And this faith part translates into everything. I can't pay tithes because I feel like I'm giving it to men. You're a hypocrite. You don't believe shit. You don't believe Christ is black. That's how deep this goes. You have a problem going to your brother, you really don't believe Christ is black. Christ is a white man to you. Yes, and you say that you believe that, but you don't really believe that. You get the point? You have a problem paying tithes, you have a problem, whatever, submitting to your man, following orders, I just can't do this. You're not there. That's what it is, right? So now give me verse 7.
Verse 7. But which of you, having a servant plowing or feeding cattle, will say unto him, buy and buy.
Oh, it's right now. So.
Go ahead.
Buy. But which of you, having a servant plowing or feeding cattle, will say unto him, buy and buy, when he is come from the field, go and sit down to meat? And will not rather say unto him, make ready wherewith I may sup, and gird thyself, and serve me, till I have eaten and drunken, and afterward thou shalt eat and drink.
All right. So what is the scenario he's giving here? Go ahead.
Somebody works for you instead of saying go take the break, instead of being merciful or saying you go ahead, you basically would say make sure I'm straight first. I'm gonna eat first since I'm the boss. That's what I got.
That's exactly what he said, right? He said if you have a servant that come in from the field, you're not gonna say, now this person's been slaving all day, working all day. You're not gonna say go sit there and eat. You're gonna say go make my plate first. Then you could go eat, right? Because you, as he said, you're the boss, right? You have a servant, just like your slavery during the day. You had to eat 5 in the morning. Why? Because when you get to your slave, you had to work. You get the point? You had to work. If you're a woman, you gotta drink your coffee way before, and then come and make sure this person get a coffee. Because if the time comes for you to be there and you ain't eat, you can't eat before them while you're there. You gotta plan that shit all the way ahead, or plan to eat and drink after. But this boss needs his coffee and his damn dry cleaning and all that shit brought in. Right? Go ahead.
Don't he drank that servant because he did.
Does he thank?
Don't he thank that servant because he did the things that were commanded him? I trow not.
Right? I trow not, meaning I think not. He's saying, does that master now thank, praise the servant because he followed his orders or he did his job? No, that's not this place. This place is not a place where you get rewarded for doing your job. This place is a place where you get rewarded for going above and beyond. In the church, of course, you pay tithes, they're going to call your name out. Why? To make all the people in the back feel low. You get the point? Their system of rewarding is way different and it's motivated by different things. In here, if you do your job, you do your job. You get paid for that. That's that. You know what I mean? Whatever duty you have to do, that's your duty. Now, if you go above and beyond and you do something totally, that ain't what you're supposed to do, what is your reward? You get the point?
Right.
Now you're talking about something. But there ain't no reward for doing your job. Right? Go ahead.
Come. So likewise, ye, when ye shall have done all those things which are commanded you, say, we are unprofitable servants. We have done that which was our duty to do.
Mm-hmm. So he's saying now, what does that last part say? Read it again.
Come. We are unprofitable servants.
No, verse 10.
Come. So likewise, ye, when ye shall have done all those things which are commanded you, say, we are unprofitable servants. We have done that which was our duty to do.
All right, what does that say? No, go ahead.
We don't need credit. We were commanded that, and that was what was expected of us.
Read it one more time.
Come. So likewise, ye, when ye shall have done all those things which are commanded you, say, we are not unprofitable servants.
We are unprofitable servants.
Salakia. We are unprofitable servants. We have done that which was our duty to do.
All right. So after he says, in the same way, likewise ye, talking to the disciples.
Right.
Likewise ye, after you did all which ye are commanded to do, you saying, man, I did all this shit and it ain't profit me nothing. It ain't profit me nothing. We have done that which was our duty to do. What is he saying?
So like sir, if I may, don't look. Is it saying don't look? Is Christ saying don't look for money? Don't look to get paid. In that sense, money wouldn't be your reward for doing the Lord's work.
You're in the direction. You're there, but you bring it all the way home. You're in the neighborhood. Anybody else? Go ahead.
I have a question. So he's basically saying instead of them saying that they're doing the work that was commanded of them without wanting anything, they basically complaining.
They're complaining about what?
Complaining because they didn't get any profit.
They didn't get no profit, right?
Right. I was asking.
Yeah, you want it. So then what is he saying? What's the whole purpose of this thing he just told them?
He basically saying like, y'all complaining, but this you're not gonna. You're supposed to do the Lord's work without expecting anything.
Right there, you was right on the right path, and you just veer left. You veer left, you know them horror movies, the highway here, but somehow you go off in the road. Where is the fucking road? Which way? Let's go down there where they do the chains on this.
So, sir, if I may, Christ telling them, by you doing this work, this is your profit right here. Just
nothing this says. Nothing this says. Something else.
Is it saying just do the work of the Lord? It's like and then continue to look to do the Lord's work.
Mm-hmm. Okay, they're saying we've done everything,
right?
But yet still we are unprofitable. No?
Like I said, I don't know,
sir. Remember before, when he was breaking law, he was breaking down if the servant coming from the field doing all the work,
right?
The servant ready to eat,
right?
Which one of you will let the servant eat first? No, the servant still have
duties.
One more thing to do, which is to make the master's plate,
right?
Right? Even though they did all that work all that day, they done toil in the field. This is the end of the day. Normally, you would think, man, this man working hard. Let him go eat. You have one more thing to do. And likewise, ye say ye have done all the commandments. and you say you're unprofitable. You have one more thing to do. All that preaching and all that teaching you all doing on the street, and all the feast days and high holy days, you forgot to forgive your brother.
Right.
You forgot to go to him one-on-one and forgive him. That's what he's saying here. You still got one thing to do. They're saying we've kept all the commandments and blah, 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 and this, that, the other, and yet still we're unprofitable.
Right.
Well, guess what? Just like that servant who worked in the field all day, who was coming in looking to eat, you still got one more thing to do. And think about it. After you work all day, imagine somebody coming and say, yo, go fix me that plate.
Right.
What's you going to do? What are you going to do?
You're upset.
You're going to be upset, right?
Right.
Just like you're upset when you had to forgive that person
for
doing the same shit over and over.
Right.
When you see that feeling of, damn, I can't forgive this motherfucker. Oh, he always do.
Right.
That's that one thing at the end of the day.
Right.
That just seems so extra. You mean I still gotta go and cook?
Right.
I done paid tithes. I done did this. I done did that. And you mean I have to forgive you?
God.
You how they say the brother he saw he gave me the saying a few years ago. You could be 99 all day. You'll never be 100. You understand?
Right.
Put that pass the class over to priest and officer ROI. Right. Salam. Salam. ROI, prophesy. Salam, here, brother. We don't know yet. It's still in the making. We don't know yet.
Right.
I am a prophet.
Security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K. out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General YAHANNA. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shake themselves of the world. After six months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. TITHES, which is a commandment. You can find this in Numbers 18:21 and Malachi 3:8 through 10. Means 10th in Hebrew and is pronounced ma'ashra. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming holy convocation. The Passover, April 24th in Houston, Texas.
Right? No, we have Purim.
Purim
on what? The February 25th?
24th, sir.
24th and the 25th, right? I believe it's that.
It should say it on there, bro. Sure.
Purim, 14th day and 15th day of the 12th month, Monday, February 14th, and Tuesday, February 15th. You can find this in the book of Esther 9:20 through 31.
All right. So that's what is February 1?
February 14th. This Monday, February 14th.
No. Check what's on that is it 20 something? It's not the it probably person put a 1 for. I think it's the 24th and the 25th. No, look the flyer right next to it.
Yeah, 25th and 26th.
25th and 26th, all right? Purim is the 25th and 26th of February. It's in a couple of weeks, all right? That's the next upcoming feast day or high holy day. We also have Passover April 24th down there in Texas. Pay a Passover fund first, $200 for every person 17 years and over. All right?
Right.
Send them kids out to work, man. Let them get paper out or something. All right, go ahead.
Come. Remind I.S.U.P.K and I.S.U.P.K to check on social media such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for I.S.U.P.K events and materials. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, you should start wearing all black, which includes black boots, black shirts, black pants, black headband, or scarf. And with that, say a miser.
Yeah.
Give one courtesy salute to the teacher, men of Israel. A miser Shabbat, a miser Barak,
Yahweh Shem Yahweh Brakatham.
Yahweh Shem Yahweh Brakatham.
With that, Yazmatah. With that, class dismissed.
The Lord Lord loved us so much that in our poverty, in our hell, I'm going to come and deliver them broken, destroyed, messed up, poor, impoverished people. I'm going to save.
Yo niggas ain't tough. Yo niggas ain't tough.
Hey, Shalom, Israel. Yahweh Bashim Shah Brakatah. Yahweh Shema Allah Thug Bashim Shah to all the sisters, man. Listen, it's Captain 13,000 and called up a rhyme, checking in with the Israelite school of UPK under Commander YAHANNA. Listen, man, this year's 52nd annual Passover. Hold on. I'm gonna say it one more time. This year's 52nd annual Passover under Commander YAHANNA under the I.S.U.P.K. Couldn't do it last year. Y'all already know the Lord had his foot on our oppressor's neck.
Here in New York City, there are roughly 1,000 cases a day. Those are numbers they haven't seen since May.
Can't do it in New York this year because the Lord still got his foot on our oppressor's neck.
New York, the center of the outbreak this spring, is now teetering on another deadly explosion of the virus.
But listen to me good. This year, 52nd annual Passover, April 24th, 2021. You understand? It's gonna be in H-Town, baby.
It's gonna be at the B&H Ranch, 14149 Players Street, Houston, Texas.
Y'all know what we do. Y'all know what we came to do. Huh?
2021 I.S.U.P.K. 52nd annual Passover. All the generals gonna be there. All the heavy hitters gonna be there. The daughters of Zion gonna step out with their beautiful long dresses, you understand? Strong on deck. That One West style music on deck. 52nd annual Passover.
B&H Ranch, 14149 Players Street, Houston, Texas.
Get with it to get lost, man.
Got it out the mud, straight up out the base. The world done made me crazy. The world done turned crazy.
You dealing with the men of war. We at war. I'm siding with the Lord of course. On one